Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 6 and 7 is the main text that I want to use. If you can go to it, please. The Lord said unto us at Horeb, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Break camp and advance. Look at your neighbor and say, break camp and advance. The background there is that the people of Israel had nearly completed 40 years wandering in the wilderness and never entering into the promised land. Now, a new generation was getting ready to enter the promised land. So entering the promised land, therefore, would demand a new attitude, a different attitude than the one that had kept their lives stagnant for 40 years. And God is saying to them, you got to break camp and advance. You got to do certain things to be able to advance. You cannot wander around for 40 years anymore. Time is not waiting for you. You see, God's vision for our lives is going to demand us to take certain calculated actions. The first thing that vision will demand from you is obedience. Obedience. Whatever God tells you, you must obey. Whatever God tells you to do, you need to obey. Very often people are glad to hear what God said, but they never do anything about it. People may know what God told them, but they never do. If you know it's from God, if you know it's God's will for you, if you know it's God's time for you, you better get up and do something about it. Yeah. Some of you have been considering certain things for a long time. And I want to say to you, you have dwelt too long considering, thinking about it. It's time for you to get up and do something about it. Yeah. See, if you don't ever obey, it's not going to happen. Paul says in the book of Acts, chapter 26, verse 19, when he was speaking to King Agrippa, he says, "Oh, King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision." Life is short. And the earlier and the sooner you start with God's vision for your life, the better. Because then you can be able to fulfill and complete what you should fulfill before you pass on to glory.